Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, next generation of Baltimore sports talk. I am your endearingly stuttering host, Matt Sroka. And as always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Sroka. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Matt. It's been a month. We said we were, last time we did a show, we were pretty confident that we'd be doing another show after the Orioles make a big move. And here we are a month later, and it's just quiet.
Yeah, I feel like our text messages are like, do you want to record Monday? Maybe the Orioles will have a signing by Wednesday, so let's wait till Wednesday.
Yes.
Wednesday comes around. Well, maybe by Friday, so let's record Friday. We kind of keep on waiting.
Right, and then you go to Twitter, you go to podcasts to try to get news, and it's all people saying, the Orioles are going to win the offseason, the Orioles are going to sign Framer, the Orioles are going to make this move, and nothing is going on. We have the Birdland caravan. But as far as we know, Michael Elias is stuck under a snow pile.
Yeah, what do you think the Framer Valdez, you want to jump right into things, what do you think the holdup is?
He wants more money. He wants to be paid. He wants to be the top pitcher coming out of this class of free agency. And he's not worth that.
Well, coming into the free agency, there were 3 Tier 1 pitchers.
Yes.
There was Dylan Cease, who went off the board early for, frankly, I think, an insane contract. Like, Fangraphs does this thing where they crowdsource to see how much they think someone's going to make. And the Dylan Cease contract, people said he'll probably make 5 years, 130.
Right.
For an AAV 26. You got 7-210. So 2 more years and a much higher AAV than everyone kind of predicted. So I think Dylan Cease screwed everything up a little bit and set the wrong expectations. Now Suarez, he was the next guy in this kind of tier. And he signed for 130 with Boston, which is more in track, I think, with what expectations were. He was projected, according to this crowdsource, to get 125.
And I feel like that's what Framer wants. He wants at least that.
And I wonder, because I feel like that's reasonable. Like 130, what Suarez got, I feel like could be a good deal for Valdez. I wonder if, like, who's saying no to that? The Orioles or Valdez? Does Valdez want 7 years like Cease, even though he's 2 years older than Cease is?
Yeah. Well, except remember he was drafted as an outfielder, so they say there's less wear and tear on him, even though he's older.
Okay, I'm sure. What? Are you his agent?
No. No, but I've been reading all the excuses. I've been reading why he wants more money. He wants 160 to 170 million on that 5-year range.
Well, and the other thing that's interesting that's merged too with the Tucker signing, the Bo Bichette signing, is these shorter term deals for higher annual value, and so. Perhaps the Orioles are thinking, well, maybe now, given the way things are going, maybe we can get Valdez just for 3 years. It seems like if you look at free agent contracts, I mean, we get Pete Alonso 5 years. It seems 5 years is kind of that good middle ground where it's a longer term deal, like you're going to be signed through the rest of your career, but it's not tying up the team too long.
And I don't think the Orioles want to go 5 years. I think that's part of the holdup.
That they're trying to go 3 or 4?
I think they're trying to go 3. I think when you look right now we've got free agency down to 1 pitcher. Next year's free agency class is even better than this year was. There's plenty of good names that are free agents next year. So I think you want more short term with Framer as you try to still develop your own, and you look ahead at all the free agents of next year.
Yeah, and I think the Orioles are sitting in a pretty good position here too, because clearly no other team has jumped at like whatever Valdez wants, or he would have already been signed, right?
Yes.
So, and it seems like even, as more people get signed, and even the Mets made a trade for starting pitching, so Mets could still be in, but it seems like a lot of the teams are relatively set.
It seems like it's down to the Orioles or the Mets.
Yeah. You hear a little bit of the Giants, but yeah, pretty much the Mets or the Orioles. But I feel like the Orioles are in a good position because even if they don't get Valdez, they have a backup plan, I think, in Zach Gallen, which I've heard a lot of talk now to Zach Gallen, which I think he clearly is a plan B if Valdez doesn't work out.
Zach Gallen just knows he's a plan B for all these teams, and he's like, I'll get signed once Framer does.
Yeah, I think that's right. So I think he'll be the consolation prize. Yeah.
Right. Within 24 hours after Framer gets signed, the other team will sign Zach.
Yeah, but it behooves the Orioles, right, to put out there that they're interested in Gallen. So maybe Valdez would be like, okay, like if I don't sign with, like, I don't know how long the Orioles will wait, right? At some point, is Zach Gallen's willing to sign a contract and Framer Valdez is not, like, at some point they're going to pull the trigger with Zach Gallen, right? I don't think they're going to go deep into spring training without another pitcher.
No, and
so I think there's some pressure on Valdez to sign before the Orioles go to plan B.
I like Valdez. I think he's a very good pitcher. He's a ground ball pitcher, which would be great for our infield. But he's not an ace. Would you call him an ace?
You know, it's interesting. Steve Molesky put out his blog, Substack, whatever they're called nowadays, this morning, comparing the last 3 years of Zach Gallen and Framer Valdez, and they're actually, Josh, quite similar stats. Actually, quite similar. I mean, to me, I was thinking about this. I think I could realistically see next year, if Valdez is on the Orioles, Valdez being the best pitcher in the rotation. I could also see, no, it's Trevor Rogers is the best pitcher in the rotation. I could also see, no, it's Kyle Bradish is the best pitcher in the rotation. They're all kind of up there in the same level in my head. I think it's the track record wise says Valdez is probably the best pitcher just because he's done it longer. He's also has postseason experience, which
right, that leadership.
Yeah, and so, and I think clearly, the more I think about it too, we need another really good starting pitcher. Just because you think about, I was just thinking about this, like last year, even the Dodgers, who won the World Series, it was a tough go getting through the regular season because they had so many pitching injuries. And I don't think, especially given the history of guys like Eflin and Wells and Bradish, I don't think you can assume that everyone's just going to make it to the season healthy the whole time. And so I think you really need depth, and it's going to be a juggernaut in the AL East. So I think you need another good starting pitching for the pitching, but also for the depth piece when people get hurt.
Yeah, I think that's the other problem is the AL East. Everyone in the AL East has improved their team, except maybe the Tampa Bay Rays.
Right.
The Tampa Bay Rays probably did the minimum, which means that even getting another pitcher, it's not a lock. It's going to be a hard division.
Oh, yeah.
We won't be the favorite.
Yeah, I heard someone talking about on Baltimore radio, I listen to Baltimore radio sometimes, talking about how this is like an 85 to 88 win team. And then if you get Valdez, maybe they pop up to a 90-win team. But like all those, I just hate that discussion because, I mean, last year, how many wins were the Orioles supposed to get? A lot more than they got. Yes. Like, you can't predict it because there's injuries, there's regression. Like, this idea that you can say this is an 85 to 88 win team and refine it that much, I think is an insane kind of thing to try to predict. But you do try to get, like, the best players. And I think already the Orioles have improved. There's no doubt about it based from last year. This free agency is much better than last year's free agency. Do I need to remind you what we did last free agency? Charlie Morton, Gary Sanchez, Kyle Gibson. You go down the list. That was our highlight. Our big signing was O'Neill.
And people have moved on of us signing Pete Alonso, and people have just moved on.
Well, the Shane Baz signing and the Hensley signing. Yeah, we're just clearly upgraded.
Yes,
the Hensley signing. I mean,
the team is better this year.
Yeah. So, especially offensively. But I still think we're not done. We both still agree that even with that, we're still getting another pitcher.
Agreed.
Hopefully Valdez.
Agreed. And I think that if you want to talk win totals, that 85, 86, 87 wins, I think will get you into the playoffs. And that's all we want at this point, is let's get back in the mix. And you add that pitcher, and that can then push us over because it's going to be how we play interdivision and how we go up against the Yankees and the Blue Jays and the Red Sox.
Josh, do you think at some point, I wonder, this ownership GM dynamic with Rubenstein and Elias, I don't know what say Rubenstein had in the Pete Alonso signing, but clearly there's been a directive from ownership: spend money, make this team better. And when
100%.
When you have things that become extended, like the Valdez thing, I go back in the day to the Chris Davis thing, where it became very much an owner. Dan Duquette was kind of out of the picture. It was like an owner thing. Like, we're going to get this thing done. I wonder at what point Rubenstein like kind of loses his patience and says, whatever, just give Valdez 6. Like, who's going to blink first on this thing? I don't think Elias will blink, but I could see Rubenstein saying, okay, come on. I don't care about the money. Let's just get this guy.
Maybe, but Rubenstein seems to look at this team the way we do. And if we go into this season and if we don't get Valdez, is it the end of the world?
No.
Are we,
especially if we get Gallen.
If we don't get Gallen or Valdez, is it the end of the world? Or do you still go in pretty...
I'm disappointed, but but I think we're still a competitive team. Sure.
I think, yeah, we don't sign either of these. And because of that, I think the owner kind of backs off and doesn't pressure, doesn't throw out the extra money, because I can see this team and I can see, well, let's get in the hunt and let's make a move at the trade deadline. Yeah. I can see all that.
Well, and Elias, something that Elias really always emphasizes, Josh, you mentioned this about the next free agency, is he's always he's not an all-in, let's go win the World Series this year. He's all about how can we stay good and competitive over the long term.
But what did we learn from the NFL offseason so far that just started? Is that's not good enough. That's why the Ravens made a move. That's why the Bills made a move. That's why the Steelers made a move.
Well, that's different. That would be, I mean, the Orioles have 2 playoff appearances recently.
No, that would be
7 or 8.
That would be being in the playoffs for 7 years and knocked out the first round every time.
Yeah.
But it's a point of just hanging around and being competitive is no longer good enough.
Well, I think that's what Elias is trying to do, and I think he doesn't want to jeopardize his future and what he can do financially.
Oh, I agree
with the Valdez signing.
And I think that as a mid-market team, small market team, that's the right approach, is try to stay competitive and hope everything clicks in August.
Yep. And you're right. We do have the flexibility to do some stuff at the trade deadline as well if we want to go that route, because I think there will be, I think there are going to be a lot of good pitchers available at the trade deadline too if we want to wait that long as well. But I would just feel good about one more. I mean, at this point, I would even feel good about if you want to go with like a Justin Verlander or a veteran in the back there, just for the depth reason. I would feel okay about that.
You know, I like Justin Verlander, so yes, I'd be perfectly fine with Justin Verlander.
Also, he seems like orange and black, so another orange and black team.
He does, but also just a guy. He seems like the guy that you would want in your locker room. Yeah, that you want Trevor Rogers around this guy. You want Kyle Bradish around this guy.
Yeah, a guy's done it before. Yeah,
but I do think if we can make that one final move for a Valdez, then there'll be talk that the Orioles won the offseason, that the Orioles had the best offseason.
Oh, yeah. I hope this thing doesn't drag on much longer. I've heard some people talking like, well, maybe Valdez and his team will wait towards spring training to see if there's any injuries in the first couple weeks of spring training so teams get desperate. I hope it doesn't go that long.
Me too. And that's not the type of move, that's the type of move that like a Justin Verlander makes. That's the type of move when you're the veteran that can go play anywhere and you're not looking for a huge deal. You're looking for the right opportunity.
Right.
That's not a Valdez move.
Yeah, because presumably most teams, their budgets are set and they're not prepared to take on an extra $30 million a year for the next 5 years in spring training if they weren't willing to do it, a month before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
So,
all right.
I don't know. Hopefully this weekend. We dragged out long enough to trying to get Valdez to sign. Hopefully this weekend. I don't know. Would you give him the 5 years, 130?
I would give him 5 years, 130. I would, but that's kind of, for me, Pete Alonso got 5 years.
Yes.
But and then you also have to worry though about not just free agency, but you have to worry about all these young players who are increasing their arbitration and becoming free agents soon. Like, presumably you want to keep your own.
Yes.
I don't know. If I had to choose between 5 years, 130 for Valdez or a Gunnar extension, give me the Gunnar extension. But
right, that makes it a whole lot more complicated.
yeah. So I don't want us to tie our hands here by doing something that's going to prevent us from doing other moves in the future. So on the face of it, it seems like 5 years, 130 is the right number compared to what other people got in free agency. That seems to be kind of the right number. But I could see from the Orioles' perspective, especially now, it's not like there's not 10 teams chasing a starting pitcher. So you can be a little bit more, I think, hold to what you want to do a little bit more.
Yeah. I would not give him the 160, 170 that he wants.
No, and I wouldn't go over 5 years at all, especially at 32.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
So maybe you can compromise and do like a 4-year deal or something. So
I could do 120.
Right now, you're willing to sign the paperwork? I'll forward you the paperwork.
Sure. Sure. As long as you're paying, not me.
Yeah. Well, no, Rubenstein's paying. Don't worry.
All right. Then I'm going to throw some extra things in there too.
Yeah.
If we're doing a 4-year, $120 million contract, would anyone notice if I just throw a truck in there as well? A new vehicle?
A truck. I thought you were going to say you will get sent and mailed every bobblehead or every giveaway for the Orioles. I think that would be more valuable to you. That
would be more valuable.
Truck, probably.
That's a little harder to hide in the contract because it keeps coming up.
Yeah. Have we talked about Orioles promotions this year?
We have not. Are you excited about the Tupac bobblehead?
That seems to be the big one, right? That people are excited about.
That's the one that non-baseball fans are excited about. Yes, I think.
Yeah. Are you?
You're not an Orioles fan, but you want that bobblehead.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what other, like, if we're gonna go the non-baseball, let me just get bobbleheads of people from Baltimore.
Yeah, we know. I know
you would love a Michael Phelps, Josh.
I'm surprised they haven't done. I bet one of the minor league teams have done a Michael Phelps. Look, Tupac is fun.
Where's my Edgar Allan Poe bobblehead?
And maybe you're saving. Maybe you know what? Maybe you do this next year when Batista's back. But what you need is the Omar bobblehead that plays the whistle.
Yeah,
that's what you need.
No, I agree. It's not. We can't do it now because of Batista,
Valdez isn't there, or not Valdez. Batista. So you got to push it back. Yeah, I saw bobbleheads. There's a Jackson Holiday with his dog bobblehead, which is similar to what they did with Chris Davis years ago. There's a Basallo bobblehead, a Westbrook bobblehead, a Gunnar Henderson bobblehead. What else is there? There's Hawaiian shirts or two games again.
I mean, I just Googled famous people from Baltimore. I don't know if this is true. According to AI, Nancy Pelosi. Could we have a Nancy Pelosi bobblehead?
How's that work? Everyone gets stock options?
Perhaps. Thurgood Marshall bobblehead. Little I'm in a justice robe. I like this.
Yeah,
I like going with other people from Baltimore.
But you
a little mini Muggsy Bogues.
You got to go more pop culture to get people excited.
Okay. I know they're not Tupac. I gotcha.
Yeah, you could go with Elaine. Elaine would be a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Wearing Orioles cap.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a Tupac. I think a Tupac bobblehead's kind of cool.
No, and
that's our generation, Josh. Tupac's
it's our generation, and it looks good. And
so I think people now, in their 40s are excited for some Tupac.
I would like a Tupac bobblehead. The Braves gave away an Outcast bobblehead a few years ago.
Well, I think they do that every year, actually.
All right. Well, it was. I remember a couple years ago they had one with them in the car.
In a convertible. Yeah, in a convertible.
Yeah. And it was extremely popular. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I think it's still pretty valuable on eBay and whatever.
Okay.
No, I think the promotions are fine. There's nothing.
Is there any promotion, Josh, where you're like, I'm getting on a plane and flying to Baltimore for this promotion?
No, and here's why. Have you heard of a thing called dynamic pricing?
I think that's a myth. I don't think this is real, Josh.
You don't think dynamic pricing is real?
I don't. I think it's been exaggerated. Go up and look up a game for the bob. Go look up Tupac. Look up the Tupac bobblehead game, and I bet tickets are a reasonable price.
I don't. Let's see.
Maybe you don't have access. I have as a loyal Birdland person. I have early access to tickets.
I have access.
Maybe you don't.
I have access. I gotta look up what the let's see. Tupac bobblehead Orioles. game.
Because
what game is it? It is May 8th. So you think this is
what?
somewhat
Okay, who are we playing May 8th? There's a lot of factors here. Do we know who we're playing May 8th?
Hold on.
Because we got to know who we're playing. Is it a weekend or weekday game? Because these all affect the dynamic pricing.
Yep. All right. May 8th, we are playing the Athletics. I guess they don't have a city at the moment.
Oh, I love it. That means there's not going to be any Athletic fans stealing our Tupac bobbleheads. That's a beautiful thing.
All right. It is a Friday night, of course.
Okay, so that might up the dynamic pricing. I bet you can get upper seats. I bet you can get tickets, Josh. Have you looked it up yet? Let's make a prediction how much the tickets cost for 336. I bet you can get tickets for 336.
336 is sold out.
All right, but you can get tickets in the upper deck probably for $30.
Let's see. Upper deck 334, row 22, seat 10 is $34.40.
Okay, see, that's not crazy.
All right, that's not crazy. What is, let's see, if I went lower level, all right, so I want left field, behind the foul pole, $50 each. That's not too bad. All right, so why were people freaking out about the Hawaiian shirt?
I know. I looked up. I heard you. You texted me that, and I said that seems insane. And I went and looked up the prices, and they were reasonable.
All right, let's see. 2 different dates. What's the date? Doesn't say.
Also, isn't there some conflict with playing the A's? Wasn't Tupac, I believe, was a West Coast guy going up against Biggie, the East Coast guy? So there's a reason we chose the West Coast for the Tupac bobblehead?
Oh, no, they purposely picked the Athletics. There's lots of...
I'm just glad they didn't pick a Yankee game. All
right, now we're going to go to...
There should be no giveaways for when we play the Yankees.
I don't think there ever are because you already have people in.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to go to July 24th, which is the Hawaiian shirt game. Did I see they're giving away pickleball paddles?
Oh, really?
I think that's what I just scrolled past.
Because I'm with you on the principle of dynamic pricing can be kind of like with the Hawks. The NBA, I think, is the worst at this, where it's literally, I can see the Hornets play for $15. And when the Lakers come to town, it's literally $150 for those same tickets. I mean, it's crazy like that.
Now, the Hawaiian shirt game is July 24th. This is a game I had circled to maybe come up for because it's the Braves in town. It is a Friday night. I chose for this section 344 was the closest I could get. And how much do you think this ticket would cost if for the bobblehead in May was $34? How much would a Friday night in July cost?
Friday night, July against the Braves. Is there a giveaway? Is this the pickleball?
Giveaways, the Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, the Hawaiian shirt. I guess it's similar, like $35.
$110.
That can't be true. I don't believe you.
Section 344, row 12, seat 9. $110.50.
Why is that? Why would that be? The Braves aren't. I mean, they're not the Athletics, but they're not the Yankees.
Because
I don't understand.
Because they do it based on how many tickets are sold. And there's a lot of tickets already sold for this. If I want, let's see.
Is a Hawaiian shirt more in demand than Tupac?
I think so. All right,
I would be very offended if I was Tupac and if I was still alive.
It is. It's just, I don't know why, but those tickets are a lot more expensive.
All right. So let me ask you a question about dynamic pricing, Josh.
Yes.
Because I want to go see some more of those games this year.
I'm told... I looked into dynamic pricing because grocery stores are starting to do dynamic pricing.
Yeah, which I think is hilarious. I love that.
And they're trying to do it all now based on AI. So AI monitors the sale. So if this morning, like everyone if when tickets first go on sale, they see a rush on one day, the AI raises the price of that day.
Right.
And then as a demand slows down, it then lowers the price.
Everyone's going to be experts in those weather maps because you got to beat the crowd if there's a snowstorm. You got to know there's a snowstorm for anybody else to get the good price on bread.
Right.
I'm waiting for it, though, Josh, to become personalized to the individual. We're not there yet, though. I want it to be personalized. When I walk in, I want dynamic pricing just for me.
No, you don't.
They do that right now for airlines. You know that.
They do that for other things too. Yes.
Yeah.
They do it for tickets based on where you live.
Oh, do they?
Sometimes too. Yeah. No, that's all horrible. If you and I go to a stadium and sit next to each other, we should pay the exact same price for the ticket.
I could even pay $5 for a hot dog. You could pay $6, and that'll make me laugh really hard. I'm gonna love that.
No, but no, it's the horrible model based on person and based on how much money they make and all that.
But don't you think it makes sense, Josh? Like after the 6th inning, hot dogs become half price as you try to get rid of the rest of the hot dogs after the 6th inning?
That's not dynamic pricing. But
it kind of is.
No, it's not. It's clearing out. Dynamic pricing
means supply and demand stuff.
No, dynamic pricing means you can run in and buy a loaf of bread for $3, and then 30 seconds later, I go in and it's $3.50 because 20 other people bought it and they saw a demand. It's not or.
Can you imagine being in the back of a long line for bread and the person in front got a better deal just because you're in the back of the line?
Oh, and when you talk about individualized pricing, we're going to get to that point.
That's where we're headed.
And that's going to be creepier where they're going to say, well, you have this much money in your bank account and Matt has this much money in his bank account, so we're going to charge Matt more.
Yeah.
So, you only like that if it works in your favor.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a good deal. But
yes,
the dynamic pricing, Josh.
It should not cost $100 to sit in the upper deck.
But I don't. But for like the Hawks, it's set at the beginning of the year based on if it's a weekend game and who you're playing. You're telling me this is based.
That's
more
not
on
dynamic
ticket
pricing.
sales.
See, what you're talking about with the Hawks, that's what the Orioles used to do. If the Yankees came to town,
you pay a little more. Yeah,
and what they did is they had
and
they had tiers where it was like a premium game or silver game or whatever. They had tiers. This pricing is like that $100 seat. If I check tomorrow, could be $70. Could be
really. It changes. So you're telling me the Tupac $30 game.
All right.
If a bunch of people start buying tickets to that game, that ticket price could jump up.
Yeah. All right. So hold on
about that.
All right. Look, what was I telling you before? Section 344.
Yeah.
Row 12. $110.
We need an economist on this podcast. Just explain to me how this pricing. This is
so 344 row 12, $110.
Yeah.
346 row 12, $74. Same row, one section over.
And these are not resales. These are from the Orioles.
No, I am on MLB.tickets.com.
You're not on
Orioles
StubHub
website. No.
Are these verified resellers?
No.
Or something?
No, this is.
How does that make sense, Josh?
It doesn't make any sense. This is Major League Baseball screwing you because you're not going to price compare. All right, let me go over a little bit further. Let me go to 354. What do we have here? 354, row 9. I can even go closer. Row 9, $74. So why was that other one $110? Because it was the last row in the section with tickets.
That's wild. That's a wild west out there. The ticket pricing.
And the fact that it comes on top of them screwing season ticket holders means it's very irritating.
Yeah. Well, and the result is
we lost the Nationals. You got to make up that mass in money.
Yeah. Well, and the reality of it is, Josh, what happens for me with the Hawks, I know this is not exactly dynamic pricing as you're talking about, but it amounts to similar stuff where my son will never get to see LeBron James play. He'll never get to see Victor Wembanyama because we're only going to go see, LaMelo Ball play with the Hornets. So, it's going to be the same thing. Like you're not going to be able to take I'm not going to take sides any giveaways now if they're going to be jack up the price. No. I'm not going to take him to any big games because I'm not going to spend $100 for a ticket. I'm not.
When the last time the Orioles were this good, we lived in Maryland.
Do they still have kids cheer free?
I don't know.
Right.
We lived in Maryland and we went to 25 games.
Right.
If we went to 25 games at $100 a seat.
Yeah. Forget about it.
$2,500 for tickets? No,
we'd be bankrupt. Yeah.
Can't do it. They are pricing people out, especially, and they're starting on these promotion days.
So how does that work for like season tickets? Is season tickets Hawaiian shirt season tickets?
I believe
that's before the prices get all dynamic.
Well, they did their own low price raises and everything, and assigned you. And there's one thing we know about season tickets. They don't really care about giving you promotional days. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not a good look, is what I'll say.
Yeah, I don't like it. How does like the ticket exchange work? Can you not just exchange your ticket now?
You can for like face value, and then you get that amount. But they did this a few years ago, where when you trade in a ticket, you get that face value towards another one. So often I would have to trade tickets in and then get spend money.
Yeah.
To then get another one.
I mean, the end result is I'm going to continue to go to a lot more minor league baseball games now than major league games with this nonsense of pricing.
Well, and you know what it does to me is I take that money that I could go to Baltimore, and instead I'm going to go to Tampa, or I'll go to Toronto, and I'll go to other stadiums,
or I'll go to FanDuel.
Yeah, exactly. Because we talked last time about how we have a betting problem with sports.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's depressing. But the Hawaiian shirt might be a unique situation, too.
It might be.
The Tupac thing was reasonable.
That seems reasonable.
I have enough Hawaiian shirts anyway.
All right. I found the pickleball night. I do like an Orioles pickleball paddle.
Is that a package deal, or is that for something have those packages?
This is a special section deal.
Okay,
because I love the idea of the entire stadium full of pickleball paddles. Everyone's just going to be smacking them and making noise.
Well, and balls bouncing everywhere. They do the balls too.
It includes an Orioles-themed volley-layer, pickleball paddle, and a ticket to the game. And it is $76.
Yeah. All right. I haven't really paid attention to any of the promotional stuff. So I saw the Tupac thing, but that was the only... but I guess you got to look at the giveaway, and then you got to go and look at the ticket prices.
Yeah, before you tell your kid you take them to whatever giveaway, check the price.
So I was on there now. The Hawaiian shirts do look pretty nice.
They do. It's
good stuff.
You know what else it's going to screw is the secondary market when I go to eBay to buy these bobbleheads.
Yeah,
because it's going to cost more to get them.
Yeah, plus inflation.
Yeah.
Cost of shipping.
Yeah. And I know the way dynamic pricing goes is they raise the price, the more tickets that sell. So it's a demand thing, which takes away my argument of just get people in the stadium and let them buy food and merch and cheer on your team because you've already done that. But it's just not fair.
Well, then it seems like dynamic pricing, Josh. It just is always dynamic higher. There's not dynamic lower, right?
No. There is when the team really sucks and they do the like $6 games in September.
Or come to all the September games for $15.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. But hopefully they'll be good, and so hopefully the tickets will keep on
keep being more expensive.
Dynamic and more expensive, and we'll watch on Masson. And we don't need to pick Masson 1 or Masson 2 this year, right? We can just watch it on
just I guess Masson 2 goes away. Good news is, as part of that, I guess because we didn't have to split costs with the Nats, we have 20 spring training games on Masson this year.
Most ever. Josh,
that's a good thing.
Are you planning on going to any spring training games?
I am. I have one penciled in for March 15th or 16th. I think 15th and 16th. It is the Red Sox, and I believe I will be driving to Sarasota and meeting Mr. Mike O'Mara in Sarasota to watch some baseball.
How long of a drive is that for you to Sarasota?
3:45.
Okay.
Close to 4 hours.
All right. Just trying to do the math for me.
Yeah. You can come here and drive with me. You can come down here.
Too big of a state. Yeah, I could do that.
And we can drive together.
I don't know what my spring schedule looks like yet.
Yeah, and that's a month. That's where our spring break is. So I think I'm taking Owen and Kelly, and we'll go out there for a couple days.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't.
Yeah. Some other Orioles news.
All right. What's the other Orioles news? Is there actual news?
Well, we haven't talked in a while.
Okay.
And a couple weeks ago was the international signing period. And I just want to mention the Orioles kind of cleaned up with international signings.
Isn't it weird to do well at that after so many years of being excluded, basically?
Yeah, we paid a couple guys over $1 million. 3 players got well over $1 million. And we got the overall number 9th and number 15th ranked, teenager. If who knows what will happen with these players. But I think it's good to see the Orioles being active. A lot of them said, a lot of people really like this Hidalgo, this left-handed pitcher. A lot of people like him a lot. So it's good that the Orioles, who knows? We'll have to wait 5 years to find out if any of this turns true. But like Basayo, of course, is a product of that. So it's good the Orioles are active in this market.
Speaking of international, are you excited for the World Baseball Classic this year?
Yes. Oh, it's kind of been off my radar. But yeah, I care. I like it.
I like it too. In fact, I looked at Miami tickets and considered going down, but I'd want to cheer for USA, and they're playing in Houston, not in Miami.
Oh, really?
So I think maybe the championship game might be down in Miami.
Okay.
But that's when ticket prices will go up. But I like the World Baseball Classic. I do too. That it's March and we have games that kind of matter, people care about.
Yeah, and some big names participate in it, which is cool.
Yeah, and we've got Gunnar Henderson.
Yeah. On
USA. Is Kramer on Israel again?
I assume he is. I haven't checked rosters.
Let's see. World Baseball Classic Orioles. You cannot search Orioles for anything without Valdez coming up.
Hey, I did. I always do before the show, Orioles in the news, the headlines. And it's just slow when some of the headlines are. The first headline when I searched Orioles in the news was from the Baltimore Sun. The next Jeremiah Jackson, ? A look at the Orioles' unheralded offseason moves, which is a weird heading to me because the next Jeremiah Jackson, the next what? The next guy
that hasn't done anything?
Platoon player who had a good month? Like that seems like maybe the next Gunnar Henderson, the next Jordan Westbrook. No, the next Jeremiah Jackson's a weird headline. Then the next headline was from the Baltimore Banner with only this from yesterday. With only the Orioles now, Masson remains a viable team. Masson remains viable. Team's official says. All right, good for them.
Whatever that means. That means they're trying to do it themselves instead of give up control to Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
just give up control. That's what they need to do. Just give it up. Let Major League Baseball run it, get rid of blackouts, and we're all happy.
And then I didn't even put anything in this. I just put Orioles in the news, but then there's like a subsection that pops up that says Framer Valdez MLB rumors, and it's all about Orioles rumors with Valdez. And that's pretty much it in terms of news.
No.
And then a lot of prospect top, because a lot of people enlist in their top 100 prospects, and Orioles have moved up since last year in kind of prospect rankings.
Now, Zip projections did put out their team projections yesterday.
For the Orioles, they usually slowly put them out for different teams.
Well, they put them out. They put out overall projections for divisions right now.
Okay.
And they've got the Blue Jays and Red Sox tied for first at 90 wins. They've got the Orioles in second, technically third, at 88 wins.
Okay.
And the Yankees at 87 wins. And Tampa Bay at 75 wins.
Yeah.
And my takeaway from that is from first to fourth is 3 games. Yeah. That's how competitive they see this division being.
Yeah. Well, it highlights the importance of getting Valdez then when you have a division that's tight.
Right. If you're going to be that tight that you need 2 wins to get first place. Yeah, that's a pitcher.
Well, it reflects our conversation before too that besides the Rays, they're just the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Yankees, Orioles, they're all really good. And they're all really good, and they've all spent money this offseason, and they've all gotten better this offseason.
Yeah.
So they were good last year. They're all going to be better, except for the Rays. So.
Yeah. Do you like the Orioles' new alternative hats, as they announced new hats that they will be wearing?
Sure, I think they're fine.
Does this replace the current B hat? Now that it's B with black and orange, does this replace the B hat with the white B, the black hat with the white B?
I don't know, and I don't care. I think they're kind of cute.
You don't care?
I do not care. I'd never really pay attention to the hats.
Well, I like it. I like it. I've
it? You're a fan?
One. Yeah.
All right. Don't we do new City Connect soon?
I believe we're probably up for it next year. I haven't heard who the City Connects are this year. Let's see. MLB City Connect.
Because they started last year, right, with the round 2 of the City Connects.
Yeah.
And
Let's see.
I assume they go on the same.
For 2026, it is the Padres, Rangers, Royals, Red Sox, White Sox.
The Red Sox? I thought the Red Sox already had 2. Because they had the blue and yellow ones and the green.
Padres new ones.
Light green ones.
Padres new ones, Rangers new ones, Royals new ones. Royals will launch their 3rd iteration of a City Connect uniform.
Oh, they're in round 3.
The Red Sox are expected to bring back the original yellow City Connects.
Boo, I like the green ones.
And the White Sox are adjusting last year's City Connect to have a new CME patch.
Yeah, I guess the Orioles are too busy perfecting their dynamic pricing. They couldn't deal with uniforms too. New uniforms as well. All right.
Yeah, they got to figure out who's on the team first.
That's good. We can save our money. We don't have to buy new jerseys. And we can save our money for the tickets.
It says the Orioles, a new design for 2027 is possible.
Oh, it's possible. Are you submitting your entries?
I am not.
Okay.
Submit my entries. I did not get that job.
Yeah.
So I'm now focused on other things. Though I was very disappointed with all the different T-shirt designs for Pete Alonso. So I might need to start making some shirts again.
You're more in tune with that. I didn't realize there were Pete Alonso shirts out there yet.
There as soon as he got announced. There were.
All right.
Little short episode, but I think it's because nothing's going on in Birdland.
Yeah. And hey, I just got the email that Little League tryouts are not this weekend, but next weekend. So we're starting back up again with spring Little League.
That's good.
That should be fun. Which also, coincidentally, is the last game, Silas. We played basketball this year. It's the last game. And Josh, coaching basketball at this age, it's not for the faint of heart. Okay, it's not for the faint of heart.
Oh, yes. You texted once with coaching basketball. The way I learned you were coaching basketball is you sent a text that you almost got in a fight with another coach.
Yeah. I mean, here's the problem. And this is why people complain about, I understand now why people say Europe is taking over basketball because they teach skills and we just play games. The problem is, like, especially at this level, I have like 2 or 3 players who know what they're doing. And we have very few practices,
Right.
1 practice during the whole season, the rest games. And I can't even figure out how to get other players to touch the ball because most other players don't really know how to dribble. They travel all the time. And so it's hard to pass. And so like 3 of my players are benefiting, getting better. The other 5, it's a kind of total chaos.
Right. And you can't work on dribbling when you don't have practices.
Right. You can't work on not traveling and the rules of the game when it's just
dribbling,
games,
passing, all that.
Games.
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah, we need to have more practices and less games. But I've actually really enjoyed. I don't like the games, but the practices have been really fun. It's good to see skills develop. And we just won our first game. We scored 32 points, which is like blowing out our top score from before. So we're getting better, but it's been interesting. And there's no like T-ball. You can you go T-ball, then coach pitch. You kind of gradually do it. It's hard to do that in basketball. Like you lower the rim, but that's kind of it. Everything else is kind of the same. And it's just they don't have the skills to pass and dribble yet. So it just
and they don't have a way to
really
grow that. That makes sense.
Yeah. So it's been interesting. Yeah. So I'm excited for baseball to be back.
Yeah. I started to sign up to coach baseball, but decided not to. I've got too much going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and this is, in terms of TV watching, I've been watching a lot of Atlanta Hawks game. I just gotten super into Hawks. But if you're not watching the NBA, it's kind of a bummer. Like there's no sports on TV really, unless you're into college basketball or the NBA.
Well, this is the dead time where we just wait for spring training.
Yeah.
Where we've got the Super Bowl, but
there's 2 weeks in between that game, and then there's just one night. Yeah.
And it feels like that night isn't even for football fans.
Yeah.
It's about the commercial and the game sucks.
I mean, the Seahawks and Patriots.
Right. No one wants to see either team win.
I mean, I like the Seahawks. I like Mike McDonald. I'm looking forward to former Ravens coach winning. And I hate the Patriots, so I mean, I'm clearly rooting for the Seahawks. But,
of course.
But yeah, I feel like it's not your, big names, big superstars in this game.
Nope, nothing to be excited about.
Yeah, except for the halftime show. So
Bad Bunny and Green Day.
yeah, I couldn't even say the name, so good for you for coming in there. I was trying to think of who was doing it. I couldn't remember.
No, I'm on top of it.
Yeah.
I'm on top of that.
Yeah. All right. Well, you do a cultural podcast every day, so
I
you
do.
have to be
I do.
on top
I
of
have
that.
to.
I can ignore
I go. What is the website? I go to Deadline, and I go to some other like Hollywood thing. I go to these pop culture websites now that I would never go to, just to make sure I know what's going on each morning.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, let's get out of here. It's a good
All
show.
right.
Hopefully next time we talk, we'll be talking about a new starting pitcher.
Yeah, let's hop on and talk Valdez once he signs.
Yeah. If not, we'll talk spring training.
Yeah.
Pitchers and catchers. Wait.
Sounds
2 weeks
good.
away?
We are 3 weeks away, 2.5.
Shouldn't put you in the spot like that right here at the end.
Well, every team is different. And I always thought they reported earlier for the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, that's true. That might throw things off too, or make the schedule a little bit different.
Let's see. Pitchers and catchers report on Monday, February 9th. 10 days away.
10 days away. Let's go. All right, boys and girls, thanks for listening for another edition of Section 336. Make sure you subscribe and tell your friends. As the season gets raring, we'll get back to more regular episodes.
Oh, I'm sure once spring training hits, we should be weekly again.
All right, sounds good. Follow us on all your social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. I'll get back on Twitter one day. You can follow me on Twitter at Section336. You can follow Josh on Twitter
At Josh Sroka.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's. Signed Valdez.